to this short demonstration where I want to show you how you can go all in with AI for month-end reporting. So what do I want to show you? Well, I want to show you how you can integrate all of the tools that we have available from pro code here on the left-hand side to low code to no code. And the tools that I want to use for my demo is, of course, I want to use a large language model, this time from Grok. I use low-code tools to extract data and update data in Dynamics, ServiceNow, and so on. And then we are also working with Loop, PowerPoint, and Word, of course. And the process that I have is the following. So a user prepares month-end reporting, asks questions in Copilot Studio, then uses the large language model to extract information from Dynamics, ServiceNow, Grok, and so on. The information is then summarized and combined in Loop, and then we use computer use to create a PowerPoint. And of course, we are not doing this on slides, but in my system. So let's have a look at how this works all together. Okay, so I'm here in Copilot Studio. I have here my month end agent 100 that helps me with my monthly reporting. And of course, this is an agent that has other agents related. Why? Well, I have some special agents for inventory where I need some special knowledge from a specific knowledge source, maybe Dynamics. Then I have HR that takes another knowledge source and maybe that has other limitations or security things set up. And then I have one that includes ServiceNow incidents, how I'm doing from a performance perspective, maybe. And also, I have tools here. The first one here is a prompt, and that's the one that uses the other large language model from Grok. So if you open that, you will come up with this site, and you can see here, I have here Grok 3 Mini deployed. You just deploy this by creating a Azure AI Foundry model, and then adding here this model that you want. And then you can see, hey, I just say, hey, summarize this question that the user has, and always start with Elon said. So that's pretty easy. The other agents that I included here are also pretty easy. So here's my inventory agent. And what you see here under the tools section is that I use an agent flow. Why an agent flow? Well, I found out, hey, if you want to summarize data from other systems, then it's easier for me using agent flows rather than these connectors, because in these connectors, you might have to specify IDs that you do not have and then do lookups and so on. So for me, the way to create agent flows was just easier and faster and a very stable and secure way. So that's this configuration of the other agents and the prompt. And then you will see that I have here something computer use. So what I'm doing here, once I have all my information collected, then I'm running here automation that prepares me the data in a PowerPoint. We will see all of that working together, but not here, but rather in M365. So I publish this agent to M365, and that's where I want to go now, because that's where I prepare things. So you will see that later on we work with pages and where I collect the information from my agent, and I already have here some information about the employees. And now let's continue here. I select my agent, and now let's say, hey, I need this information about my company or Elon's companies in this way, using my prompt. And what will happen in the background is now this other language model from Grok will be used to summarize me the data and the information that I need for my monthly report. And of course, this can be any information that you have for your company where you need to provide a summary or a draft of something, and then get it created. So let's wait here a couple of seconds until we get this information out. I hope it does not take too long. And then let's see. So we say here, Elon says, that's what you saw. And now this is something I want to have included in my report. So what I'm doing here is I said add to a recent page. And the recent page that I have is this one here. That's what I showed you at the beginning. So you see here, Elon says, here's the number of employees. Here is Elon says. Now let's continue. Yeah? Maybe now we need the number of inventory items that we have. So items on stock. I need this information or data from Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. But if I'm just doing that, it will ask me, hey, what is the item? And I will say, hey, I need all the items that start with T and then 2 times 0 and then something. Yeah? This asterisk is just a placeholder for Dynamics to filter these records. And now it asks me for the site. And I'm always working with site 1. Yeah? That's the factory I am working for or the warehouse. And what I will get is a very simple list, basically something that I can copy and paste into Excel if I want, but it should be a simple list that gives me the item name, the quantity, and a short description if I'm not wrong. We will see once we get the information. So that's it. I have here product name, item number on hand quantity, and then the product starts. So Brazil roast, this seems a coffee. That's the number, that's the quantity. Then I have here cabinet and so on. And what I want to do is again put this into my page, because this is this tool that I will need for my month end reporting. Yeah? And this is how you can go on and go on. Last thing I want to do is I want to use this visual creator, uh, and I will say, hey, generate me an image of Seattle and the skyline for my report, for my financial report. And what will happen is again, it will create an image. It will give you an idea, a draft. You can redo it. You can always make a change. And then once you're happy, you can add the information to this page that we have here below. And of course, I mean, you see here, you can also use the analyst, the researcher, any other agent that you have published and made available here. And after a couple of seconds, once we see this image, then we will have a look at this page and I will show you what you can do with it. But let's hold on here. Okay, so after this image is created, again, you know the process. We say add it to this recent page, and then we have all the information collected that we need. Here's an image, here is this summary, here's the number of employees, and so on. And now the task is, hey, of course, we want to create a document for months end reporting. You can do that in a Word document. So if you just click on here, it will take this information in this page and create a Word document out of here. And this might be your process that you need. Of course, before doing that, you could change the order, change things that you need. Yeah? But in general, that's what you get out of it. And here's our picture. Now, what happens with this? Yeah, you see here it says LA pages A, number 12. I tried it a couple of times. So what will happen with this page? It will be stored on your OneDrive. So if I refresh that, we should hopefully see the page in a second. If not, let's try to reopen it. And then maybe create it again if something went wrong. Like pages A. Oh, something went wrong, obviously. Let's try again. And what I want to show you is that it's stored on OneDrive. Now it should probably get a different number. So you see that it's flexible. You see it here. It just takes a couple of seconds until we get the information, obviously. And here is the document that we have. Okay, let's now try to create the PowerPoint using this computer use tool that you see in front of you. And the keyword is, of course, here PowerPoint. Let's see whether I can establish the connection and create this file for us. And the first thing you should see is that It takes a screenshot of our current website and then opens different
Okay,
tabs
I
and
accelerated
adds the
the speed
navigation
here a bit.
basically for us
You
and
see that it
executes
opens
all the steps. So
PowerPoint,
let's see and
creates a
wait
new
what it
presentation, and
does.
now you will see that I was not maybe very precise what I did. Yeah, so it tries now to find out, hey, should I create new slides or a new presentation? And it clicks around a bit until it ultimately finds out, hey, you have to use this Copilot icon. Yeah, so you will see that it opens the designer and then navigates back to Copilot to really find out what it has to use. Yeah, now it found it to create a new presentation with Copilot. It now selects the new file that we have and let the Copilot for PowerPoint create the slides. So now it selects automatically this slide generation. You get a preview of that and then you can adjust it as you need. Okay, so after this demonstration, here a short summary. What we started with was basically Copilot Studio Agent. We used it in M365 and then extracted information from Dynamics, Grok, ServiceNow, other tools. We even used the designer to create a picture and stored everything in loop. From there, we created just a Word document by clicking a single button. And that might be already the solution that you need if you have to prepare your reports in Word. But in our case, we said we want to have it in PowerPoint, so we use this computer use tool to create the PowerPoint slide for us. So all an end-to-end process using no-code tools, low-code tools, and professional development tools that you use, for example, in Azure AI Foundry. Okay, so that's it, what I wanted to share. Thanks for watching and listening. And as usual, if you have questions or comments, just put it in the comment section.